How's it going, everyone? So, I just kind of wanted to sit down and do a little video and ponder on things about this week and things to come, and give you all an update on what's going on in my life, and uh, just try to something new, because right now we're in kind of a waiting period to get everybody back together to do the podcast. My uncle Colin had some issues with his modem going out because of the storm, and so he's getting everything kind of reset up. He's got to get the his internet provider to come out and work on all that. But and then my dad's still recovering from being in the hospital like he was, and which I'll go into that. So my dad's home. He's been home since the 9th of September. So everything's been pretty good. He's been doing a lot more tests and things, but all the tests have come back really good. His numbers are really good. They're getting better. His kidneys are functioning for right now. The news we got today was that his kidneys are at a 26 to 28%. They said that unfortunately, because of what happened to him back in 2019, he so a little backstory, so I don't know if I've covered this before, but my dad was assaulted by a guy that he went to pick up some stuff he was purchasing from somebody off of Facebook Marketplace. Guy was a dick and beat the shit out of my dad. Luckily, someone kind of spooked him and made the guy run off, and my dad was able to pull himself back up and call the ambulance and get him, to a hospital and everything. But dude did some damage on my dad. And it's sad because my dad had went through some stuff, and a bypass surgery, and was recovering, and really made a turnaround and was being active. And then this stuff happened with him back in 2019, right around just before Christmas, and which is it's kind of sad that both me and him had something happen to us right around 29 the not 2019 for me. Mine was 2017, but right around the 19th of December, for me, I was carjacked. I'll tell that story another time, but with this, my dad was attacked and broke his jaw in 4 places, and had a couple cracked ribs, messed up his hands so he couldn't play video games at all, which it's sad because me and him, that's what our life is. Me and my sister and my dad was always about gaming, and to have your ability to be able to do that taken away from you from some asshole is hard. I don't mean to cuss, but it's just, it brings back a lot of angry memories and things, and but he got an infection, and they were pumping him through all these different type of antibiotics, and they got to one that was the last resort. I don't remember what it was called, but it's where it basically kills everything, even your immune system. So he had to kind of rebuild back that up. Well, because of that, it damaged his kidneys to a point where they were only functioning at 50%. And then with what happened in August, with them stop functioning because of the sepsis and everything, they're only able to, at max, be able to recover to 30%. So, for right now, my dad doesn't have to do dialysis, and that's great. He doesn't have to have a heart surgery. That means the stent worked. They want him to recover and just continue on his process of doing what he needs to do. The good thing about this, he lost some weight, and he's he's had to dial back his medication for diabetes, which is great. Hopefully we can work with him to lose more weight and get in a better situation than he is currently, and we can knock some of that out for him. We just won't know, but he's doing good. It's been great talking to him about movies and games again, and not worrying about him, not making it, and all these other things. Him being able to talk to Edward and his niece and nephew, and us and everybody. That's just a stress we don't have to deal with. But the good thing too is that his insurance is going to be helping, kind of proof the house a little bit, so that way it's easier access for someone with the disability that he's dealing with. But I can't wait to have him back on to talk. We're going to be doing some ghost stories with him in October. I want to talk to him about some horror movies and things, because that's another thing about a staple in our home was horror movies and ghost stories. So I want to share that with everyone. But yeah, so things have been, on that aspect, have been really good. The big thing for me right now is that tomorrow, the 17th, depends on when I load this, so it may be tomorrow when I load this, I will be 40. So it's like, I've been having somewhat of a midlife crisis, trying to think of, just reflecting back on my life and what I I've done, and I don't regret any of it. I wouldn't change anything for the world, because I wouldn't I don't want to wipe out the possibility of meeting my wife and having our son and all the great memories we have. But it's been on my mind. I feel like this is like the middle of my life right now. I got another 40 years at least to really strive for my dreams and put me and myself and my family in a better situation, so that way we can, take it easy. I let a lot of my dreams go, trying to, become. It's funny. For me, I was talking to my friend Alex, who's been on the podcast, and we've known each other for so long, and it's like, we were talking about the fact that I'm going to be 40 this year, and we talked about him being his age this year because of what he turned on the 7th, and we were just thinking about the fact that we don't feel the age we are. We still feel like that, the 16, 17-year-olds in high school with dreams and ambition of taking over the world, or for me it was being a film director. I wanted to be in a film. I wanted to tell stories, and I still can. I can still try. Who knows? But I used to draw a lot of Dragon Ball stuff or anime, and slowly life just pulled it away from me. And I've been wanting to get it back, because I want to share that love with my son. That's the big thing about this channel is, that I've reached that dad level, back in 2014. And I'm at that point now with him being 7. I want to show him the things that I loved, and the movies and the comics and the manga, and take him around the places that, I grew up at. A lot of those places don't exist anymore. Super Trek, for one, which is an awesome arcade here in Houston that had an amazing arcade area with they had go-karts and bumper boats, and they had a party center with food, which one year I actually had my birthday party there before, um, when I was really young. But the funny thing is I got the, what was it, the Turtles, their tour video with the music video. I can't remember what it's called now, which is funny. Um, but it's it's funny. I have these vivid memories of going to high school and working at Game Crazy, which was a video game store connected to Hollywood Video, and we just like getting off, getting out of school, going over to getting dressed and going to work, and seeing my friends hang out and talk about video games and future stuff. We used to sit there and draw these comics of like us in the store and just talk about just dumb things, and uh, you just had to be there. I mean, I'd love to be able to start showing some of that stuff that we used to do and talk about it. Eventually, I'm gonna have a couple of my friends on that either worked with me at Game Crazy or were there all the time and just talk about all the memories of our boss that we had and what it was like. Because it's one thing to go there as an adult, or a place to at a video game store like GameStop now, but totally different back then. Going to EB and Babbage's and all that stuff, to look for games and stuff, and just talking to people about games. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of memories that are just flooding in my head as I ponder the fact of turning 40 this year, and it's scary. um, I as you get older, you start to see the signs of age. The grays in your beard, or your hair thinning, or you wake up in the morning and you have a little bit of pain in your back, but not that it's something I have, but some people do. And I just think about what these next 40 years are going to hold for me, and what I want to do with my friends and my family, and I want to achieve. And I love my job, and it's great. I love helping people. I love troubleshooting issues for computer stuff. But I'm I've let a lot of my passion go, my creativity go, and I'm trying to rekindle it. I need to sit down and pick up a pencil and start drawing. And collecting's been a great hobby. It's my window into my past. As I've always preached about, I collect as if they're photographs on my wall. Because everything I own has a memory. And I, I live in the past a lot, but I want to start making new memories for my son and my family, and my friends. And I can't wait to meet my son's friends. I want to be like it was with my dad. My friends would come over all the time, and my dad would tell us stories, or we'd role play, or we'd play video games, or we'd go to the movies and tell jokes. I always had friends staying the night, and we'd always have big things for my birthday parties. It was just like everybody would come over. We'd play games. We'd watch anime or whatever. Just running around the house being fools. And it's one of those things that, like, I wonder how things are going to be for Edward with him being 7. And we kind of live in an area where there's a lot of the kids aren't as at the same age as Edward, so he has very few friends that within the neighborhood. He has a few friends at school, but it's different for what it was for us growing up versus him. And I hope that as he gets older and he wants to experience more, and I get to show him. Me and Anna get to show him different things, and I think it's going to be awesome. And speaking of something that kind of like hit me kind of hard, this year has kind of been a little rough. I know we're dealing with the pandemic and all that stuff, but sometimes other things are going on in your life that can make things more difficult. And we had with the freeze here in Houston, we had our pipes burst in the house. We had, we were, for a while there, we had just patches because we had the guys come out and fix our water, our piping. They had to redo everything in the whole house. And then we had these holes in the bathroom, in the living room, in the kitchen, my son's room, of where they had to, cut out the areas to get to the piping. And, eventually we finally got all that fixed, but our house is a mess. And it's just like, I just need time. I need time to be able to do that stuff to get everything back in order. And then I lost my grandmother in the 6th of June, and that was really hard. My grandmother was a very, big role model in me and my sister and my dad's life. Her and my grandfather were always there for us, even when people weren't there for us, especially in the family. And it's, it's sad because, when people go and you start to see things with people, the greed and things like that. And it's like just too much drama. And, she lives in our heart and our minds and the pictures and everything, and everything that she's ever posted to us. That stuff can't be taken away. And and then having my dad almost die in the hospital, it's been really hard. And then just recently, within the last couple of weeks, I had a friend that I've known for 26 years decide to cut ties with me for differences of opinion. And I still care about him, and I hope everything goes well with his family. And it's just like, I can't. I feel sad. It's like when I got the message I felt like I got the news that he died, because I never thought that I'd ever get something like that from him. And it's sad that the situation that we're dealing with right now in the world and here in the States, that there's certain things that shouldn't affect your friendship or your families, that the love you have for them. And especially when you're friends with somebody for 26 years, that because of whatever they believe in, their ideologies, that they don't want to associate with you. And I just don't want to get into it and talk about it, because I don't want to. I'm not going to point fingers. I'm not going to shout out. And it's just sad that, we were playing Alien, the new one, Fire Team Elite, and we got into a discussion about something, and he was very heated about it. And that was it. You would think that friendship, especially one that's like for that long, would transcend stupidness. Things in the grand scheme of things doesn't really matter. But I care about him. I love him. He's like my brother. He was there for me a lot of times as much as I was there for him. And I wish him the best, and his family and hopefully that, you know, my number is still the same, and if he watches this, he's welcome to give me a call when he's ready. But you know, it's hard losing a friend. You know, some people, like, you know, they can't say that they've kept a lot of their high school friends and as they grew up because they make new ones, but I did keep a lot of my high school friends, and we've done everything together. And I try to, you know, sometimes we just need to take breaks from each other, but you know, life sometimes can get in the way. You know, sometimes our life can take you on a different path and you just lose contact. But it's a whole other thing when, you know, you go down a path that, you know, some people can't follow. But you know, I believe in him. I still have hope that he'll come around. You know, it is what it is. But on a different note, away from the negativity of stuff, we hopefully will be able to start doing more episodes of the podcast next week. I got a couple of things that I recorded with. I got one with my buddy Chris. We kind of did our thoughts on the Matrix trailer for Matrix Resurrection, and you know, give our insights on everything that we believe may happen, or just our speculation, but just analyzing the trailer and call outs. So, but it was pretty fun getting to do that. I just got to find some time to edit it. I had jury duty this week, and I had just some other things going on with our family. So I didn't get a chance to just come in the room to try to start editing anything together. And then I got a couple episodes of things that I've recorded for reviews on some figures, because I want to do some of that stuff too. You know, I just got in the mail the Heir to the Empire Luke figure. It's pretty cool. Comes in a box that looks like a book, you know. This is such a great book. Actually such a great series, but it's really cool. You know, honestly, I'll be 100% honest. I really only bought it for the Isilamari, so I could put it on the around Grand Admiral Thrawn's neck. But it's still cool to have another Luke in the collection. I wish it would have came with the jacket, but you know, hey, it's still really cool, something to have. But yeah, what was it? And then I just, like, I'm really hyped about some of the toys that are coming out, like the what was it, the Aliens Nerf M41 pulse rifle, or pulse blaster as they're calling it. It's really cool with the power loader decal on it. I just wish they would make another version of it with the military colors, which would be really cool. And then what was it, Big Bad, or Hasbro just released the pre-orders for the Spider-Man wave of the animated series. So you got like Ben Reilly and symbiote suit Spider-Man, the Iron Spider-Man, or at least the armored Spider-Man outfit, the silver and black that he had in the cartoon series, and then Hammerhead and Hobgoblin, which I'm really happy for. And then who's the other one? It's like one other figure. I can't even remember right now. I'm blanking. Sorry. And then they just put up on pre-order the second McCready figure from NECA, and which has the flamethrower and everything. I'm really hoping that we'll get to have the rest of the cast. I'd love to have a Childs and, you know, Norris and Blair and all them. It'd be really cool to have the whole Outpost 31 cast there, like, you know, they've done with the Aliens and Alien figures. And it's funny too, because like my buddy Jeff, my brother, my best friend that I've known the longest, showed me that he found the They Live anchor, the news reporter 2-pack, and I hadn't seen that in stores yet at all. I was like, awesome, and I was thinking about it because I got Nada and wow, Frank. One of my brain's not here, but I'm hoping that we'll get some. I'd love to see NECA do either Escape from New York, give a snake, and the Duke in New York, the president, stuff like that. Or I would love to see Big Trouble in Little China. Jack Burton and Wang and the Three Storms and David Lopan, Egg-Chan. That'd be great. But yeah, I'd actually like to see more John Carpenter figures being done. And then one other thing that I saw that was really cool, somebody did a custom Axel Foley hot toy, and like I love Beverly Hills Cop, and I'd love to have an Axel Foley. Actually, I'd love to have all of the Taggart and Rosewood. That'd be really cool, kind of NECA or hot toy figures, but you never know. I know it's like out of the lexicon now, but maybe with the fourth movie coming about, hopefully that's going to be really good. I have high hopes. I hope it's better than 3. As much as I enjoyed 3, 3 was almost like a satire of a version of the original first 2 movies. But maybe we'll get like something where Axel's actually like in the place of Inspector Todd, so he's the inspector of the Detroit Police Department, and then have him have a rookie cop that's reminds him of himself when he's younger, which is actually maybe his son, or just could be somebody completely different. And Axel gets called down to Beverly Hills to take care of something, and the rookie cop has to go down to rescue Axel or something. But you never know. I miss those good cop movies. Such a big part of my life growing up. But yeah, no. I'm hoping that we can get to do more of the podcast really soon. I have some really cool topics, and then we have like a idea to do something on Fridays if possible. It all depends if we can get everybody together to do it. Then it's funny too, is like I have a friend that I work with that has been asking me all this stuff about what to do about creating a podcast, and the equipment, the software to use, and I've been showing her and telling her what to do, and she's telling me today that the hardest thing that she's noticing now is just trying to get everybody together. And that's one of the biggest things, is trying to get everybody together is the hardest thing ever, because everybody's got their own lives. So, some people just can't dedicate, an hour in their day, depending on whose schedule's available. And it is what it is. It's life, and but I can't wait to have her be able to get her stuff out there and help her along the way, because there's enough room for everybody. And we may not get a lot of views, but hey, it's something. And for me, this is just a log for my son. He'll get to, if something were to happen to me tomorrow, he has what I've done so far, and then the stories that my friends and family will tell. But until then, I'm here, and I'm going to continue to do what I can. One of the things that me and my wife have been trying to do is we're starting to change our diets again to eat right, better, and maybe go out and walk and do things. And I'd love to be able to maybe take my phone out and just kind of record my thoughts as I go. See how things go. If it's something that's worth posting up and people want to hear it, I don't mind. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. There's just kind of a lot on my mind. I'm ready for tomorrow. I've been really enjoying playing, when I can, Tales of Arise, and it's got a different type of fighting mechanic than like some of the previous games, but it's fun. It's easy to pick up, and the story's pretty good. I really like the whole comic panel thing um, that they have going on when they like some of the cutscenes, um, and just so far, it's a pretty good game. Yeah, it's something to kind of get your mind off of what's going on everywhere and work. But and then I think next week is the Last Judgment or Lost Judgment, and I'm looking forward to that because I enjoyed the first one a lot, and I've enjoyed the Yakuza series for a couple years now. I think at least since you know I didn't pick up the series back in the day on the PS2. I missed out on it. If I would have known that Mark Hamill was doing the voices and the thing, I would have picked that game up in a heartbeat. But, um, I've been playing the Kwame and then the Kwame series and all that stuff. I played 6, and I've caught up on all of them. I really enjoyed Like a Dragon, and I can't wait for the next one for that because Ichiban's a really cool character. I love the whole that he's like thinks of everything as if it was like Dragon Quest terms, and I was like, man, it's like me. I think about like stuff out of Final Fantasy, but I there's a couple games I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to that, and then the new Metroid Dread. I really wish I could have gotten the pre-order for the collector's edition because I got the one for the remake of 2. And but I missed out. It's the sad thing about the society now of collectors is like if you're not there at the first or you can't beat the bots, you miss out. And I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get the amiibo of her, Samus, and the new creature, the little robot thing that kind of reminds me of Dog from Half-Life a little bit. And I'm pretty sure I will because I know that the Princess Zelda from Skyward Sword, I lucked out being able to find it. Now you can just see it everywhere. So, for the amiibo, the life of being a collector, that plastic crack, as some say. But I'd like to try to maybe do something like this once a week if I can, just to have some extra content and maybe kind of create some kind of vlog for what's going on in my life and to kind of keep track of my thoughts. If you'd like me to talk about more things in my life or just things that are going on or toys I collect or whatever, movies, I'd be happy to. Which reminds me, movies. I did get to watch the first part of Batman Long Halloween, which is great. And I just got, or at least my dad just got the second part 2, so I'm going to check that out here probably this weekend. And then I watched Reminiscence. I thought it was really good. Very pulp-esque, noir type story. I'd actually like to see kind of more stories within that universe if possible, but I don't think we will. I just thought it was really good, really cool idea, very similar to like Inception in a way. But yeah, that's about the only things that I've watched just recently. But yeah, all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. Let me know how your week's been going. Let me know if you've had moments in your life where you're afraid of hitting a certain milestone at age. It's it's just one of those things. You never know. But until next time, have a good one.